I feel that it is much better to focus on solutions. So coming up with solutions to problems. And in order to be able to do that, it's imperative, it is vital that you can think clearly. Sell your car and buy a juicer. It will take you further. Tony Robbins. I'm Drew Drick, and this is day 4 of my juice feast. And a juice feast is not the same as a juice fast. A juice fast is where you have a deprivation, essentially, right? You are not taking in, you're taking in the minimum so that you can just about walk and get on with your day. But in a juice feast, you're taking in a abundance of fresh quality fruits and vegetables that are juiced, and they give you so much nutrition, so much energy, and they ensure that you have the calories to be able to function and get through your day. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because at this time that we're living in right now, when there is bedlam everywhere, there is a lot of confusion, there is a lot of fear, I think to myself, what is the very best thing that I can do to come up with something new and original, some new creative, fresh ideas to solve problems? Because you see, most people, they tend to focus on problems, and that's where fear comes in. But I feel that it is much better to focus on solutions. So coming up with solutions to problems. And in order to be able to do that, it's imperative, it is vital that you can think clearly. You see, we have this dysfunctional mind that has created a separate self. This other self that we identify with, that talks in our head. And because there's all this chit chatter going on, and there's all this information going on outside the world that is conflicting and confusing, it is very, very difficult to get focused and present enough so that we can come up with solutions to the wild, wild west that we have out there. And we need people right now, people like you that have medicine on their hearts, that are intelligent people, that are committed to coming up with solutions. But in order to come up with powerful, creative ideas that can solve these problems, one must be able to do something about this dysfunctional mind, this chitter-chatter that's going on everywhere, and that's confusing and bamboozling us. And so that is why I took it upon myself to love myself first before I try to go out there into the world and love on other people. And the best way that I know to do it is to eat raw, living, fresh, alive, enzyme-rich foods that have biophotons in, which are responsible for our intuition, our sixth sense. And the most effective way of doing that at the beginning is to go on a cleanse, is to detoxify every single cell in the body. And you and I are made up of over 100 trillion cells. And by going on a juice feast, not a juice fast, that is the quickest way to cleanse out all the trash that's inside the body, that's in the intestines, and that's in the mind. So that's why I'm doing this. And I'm on day 4 right now, and I feel great. I feel very grounded. And I want to share with you just a few things that are coming up for me during this experience, so that if you take it upon yourself to cleanse your body and your mind and your soul by going on a juice feast or a solid food vacation, so that you can think clearly, so you can come up with creative, powerful solutions to solve the problems we have out there, then I suggest that you prepare yourself and take on board some of these things that I'm sharing. So what's been going on for me for the last few days? Well, if you're going to do a juice feast, one thing you must be prepared for is to go to the bathroom. Now, if you are doing a juice fast, you might not go to the bathroom that much because you're not taking in that much, but I am taking in about 4 liters of juice at the moment, and I'm going to up the ante. I'm gonna turn it up to 6 liters, because I know from past experience that when I get to about 6 liters, I meet all of my calorific needs and I feel incredible. I don't have any slumps of energy at any point in the day, and I sleep like a baby, and I feel so clear, so coherent, so laser focused. But here's the thing, when you're drinking 3 liters, 4 liters, 5 liters of juice a day, you must be prepared to go to the bathroom at any moment. And that's the thing, especially in the earlier days. If you're planning to go out all day and you're not going to have such easy access to the toilet, then you need to look at that. You need to be prepared for the fact that you could be at home just watching a movie like I was the other night with my partner. We're watching it and we're enjoying it, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta go, and I go, and then I come back 10 minutes later, I gotta go, and that happened like 5 times. And that's the way things go, especially at the beginning, because your body is getting rid of all this waste. There's about 20 pounds of waste in our body. There's about 10 to 12 meals that are backed up inside our intestines, waiting to be released. And when you go on a juice feast like this, it starts to just plumb out that system and flush everything away. So be prepared to go to the toilet a lot. Another thing that is important to be aware of is that aside from ensuring that you take in enough calories so that you have the energy to go about your day so that you feel incredible and unstoppable, but also calm and serene, it is also important that you choose juices that are not only cleansing and detoxifying, like the lemon ginger blast, which is lemons, ginger, the hottest chili peppers you can find. I take Scotch bonnets. It is celery, cucumber, parsley, coriander, and apple, and turmeric. But they're the cleansing ones. It's also a good idea to get high calorific juices. So I like to mix sweet potato with carrots and some spinach. Now the reason why I have the spinach in there, because the carrots and the sweet potato, they're high in calories, they taste great, but the spinach is in there to balance out that sugar, because remember, when you're putting things through a juicer, unlike a blender, you're taking away the fiber, which means that you end up with synthesized sugar. And for many people, there are blood sugar issues going on because we've been exposed to way too much, sugars in everything, and it's usually a refined version. And even though fruit versions or vegetable versions are natural sugars, our body has been damaged from years of abuse, from years of living a standard lifestyle. So it's a good idea to balance out any fruit juices that you might take upon yourself to drink with greens at the same time. A great idea to do it. You don't have to exclusively do it, but it's a good idea to add it sometimes. If you can find carrots with the green tops on, perfect, juice the whole thing. Now it is complete. The carrot's supposed to be consumed like that, but a lot of the time they cut off those green tops, so I like to add spinach. You can add kale, you can add parsley, coriander, whatever. Another thing that is also very important to be aware of when you're doing a juice feast, and this is a good thing, is that you're going to sleep far more effectively. You're going to get a good night's sleep, maybe the first time in your life. The reason for this is that you are hydrated. People in the world now are chronically dehydrated. The body is literally screaming to be given water, and unfortunately a lot of the water out there is difficult for the body to actually absorb, for the cells to absorb, because the water is not structured. It is all messed up. They've added fluoride and all these weird different things. 90% of bottled water is acidic. So we want to be drinking good, clean water, spring water, distilled water. You can get, like what I have is I have a system that alkalizes the water and structures the water, and it's a reverse osmosis system. So it's a good idea to do that. And when you take in fresh juices, the water is already naturally structured, which means that you're absorbing it into the cells fully, which means you're properly hydrated, which means that when you go to bed at night, you're gonna sleep like a baby. And when it comes to health, in my opinion, the most important things when it comes to health is that you sleep well. And in order to sleep well, you must feed the body what it needs to function properly so it can heal and repair properly, and so that you're hydrated and therefore alive and vibrant and fresh. And then the body doesn't have to struggle trying to repair and fix all these things during sleep time, and you can just get a good night's rest. So there are 3 things that are really important to be conscious of when you're going on a juice feast or a juice cleanse of any kind. So just know that the main reason that I'm doing this juice feast right now, I'm on day 4, I'm aiming for 30 days, maybe even more, we'll see how it goes, and I'm recording it every day so you can follow along here. But the main reason that I'm doing it is, like I said at the beginning of this video, I see so much madness going on out there, and trying to come up with real world solutions to the problems is very difficult to do when your body is in a constant state of fight or flight, because we're feeding it the wrong things, because we're not moving the body enough, we're not getting outside enough. And right now it's been made really difficult. People are ordering takeaways, they're eating junk food, and people were doing it before all this madness as well. But now people are doing it even more, and I've been there during this period because it's so heavy. So I'm like, what can I do to really turn up the brightness, to really switch on that energy inside of myself so that my brain starts to function more optimally, my body operates at its best, and then I'm an open vessel for that which wants to come through. And the most effective and powerful way is to go on a juice feast. So know that I do this because, firstly, I love myself. But by loving myself like this, I know that I'm loving you, because you see, you are me and I am you, and we are all connected. Every single thing in this entire cosmos is connected. There is a synchronistic connection to everything. So by taking care of myself first, I know that I'm also taking care of you. And that's important, because at the end of the day, we are all in this together.